speaking of lunch, we going 6 or 12-inch? Doesn't really matter. I'll go Hawaiian in a pinch. We are ninjas. We are brothers. We're united. And we're strong. We are ninjas. We are turtles. We are heroes. Sing our song. We are ninjas. We are brothers. We're united. And we're strong. We are ninjas. We are turtles. We are heroes. And this is our song. Are you ready? Let's go. The Legend of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Part 1, Chapter 69, Insects, written and performed by Joseph Chambers and based on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Master Splinter launched himself into the lair and turned on his battle mode. He retrieved several shuriken from the pockets of his tattered navy blue trousers and began to hurl them at the nightmarish beasts. Both creatures immediately leapt off Michelangelo and Lobo. The centipede slithered towards the rat sensei, whilst the dragonfly glided towards the exit of the lair and straight towards April. The shuriken ploughed into the wall with high velocity, narrowly missing Michelangelo and Lobo in the process. Michelangelo shrieked as one whizzed past his head, avoiding him by inches. Master Splinter launched himself at the door in order to lock the creatures in the lair and to keep April out and safe. Despite this action putting his son and himself in the path of danger, Master Splinter could not live with his actions being the direct cause of harm to many others. Should the creatures' intentions be harmful and they escaped the lair to terrorise the surface world of New York. The winged creature then turned its attention back to Master Splinter. Master Splinter jogged around the lair, allowing the creatures to chase him, before stopping briefly to launch his left leg into the winged mutant. The mutant reeled backwards in anguish, and the many-legged creature seemed to notice that his companion was taking a beating, as, when this occurred, it doubled up in speed and pelted towards Master Splinter in anger. It then unexpectedly began to touch the wall with its main four legs before slinking vertically up the wall and then onto the ceiling of the lair, just above Master Splinter. "I didn't know it could do that," Master Splinter moaned. "Michelangelo, fetch me a broom quickly." "My leg is broken, Master Splinter. I can't do anything quickly," Michelangelo complained. The creature then dropped from the ceiling directly onto Master Splinter. It landed on his shoulders, and before he could do anything in the way of reacting, it wrapped itself around his neck, slowly squeezing the air out of the rat's throat. Meanwhile, the winged mutant heaved itself onto the ground and began to fly back towards Michelangelo. Michelangelo once again shrieked. Lobo took this moment to fly off in the direction of the hole in the kitchen to escape the loud noises and general madness. On the other side of the door, April heard both Michelangelo and Master Splinter screaming and decided she was not waiting for help any longer. She didn't know what she could do, but she had to do something. She opened the door to the lair and was taken aback on getting a better look at the two grotesque mutants before her, who were attacking the larger, less grotesque mutants. April had to distract them. She had to get them off her friends. "Oi, come and get me!" April yelled to no avail, waving her arms about to attract the monster's attention. They clearly didn't want to come and get her. What else would work? Food, maybe? She rushed over to the kitchen and grabbed a box of Lobo's food. She began to rattle it, and whilst the dragonfly simply ignored this and continued to try and what looked like bite Michelangelo, who had whipped his nunchaku out and was attempting to wallop the creature,
The centipede loosened its grip on Master Splinter's neck for just long enough for him to get his long bony fingers underneath the creature and lift it completely from his body. Master Splinter made to pace backwards, but failed to notice Donatello had left one of his bows on the floor. Master Splinter slipped backwards and landed on his backside. He mumbled something that sounded like a threat of dismemberment towards his non-present son. He then picked up the bow and twirled it in his hands like a professional. He then brought the bow down on the centipede, but found that it simply reverberated off the creature's extra strong back. April had to think, and she had to think now. What else could she use to attract the mutants? And why were they so attracted to her friends? Was it something they were carrying, something they were doing, or something they were? Mutants! They were mutants! Their blood was made of mutagen. The reason the insects were trying to bite them was because they wanted to suck their blood like little vampires. Could she attract their attention with an alternative source of mutagen? There was only one way to find out. April sprinted straight into Donatello's laboratory and rummaged through the cupboards until she found the glowing canister of mutagen. She picked this up, ran back into the main room of the lair, and put the canister on the ground. It took the creatures less than a second to realise what this was, and they both scuttled towards it. The moment April saw her plan had been a success, she threw the canister into Donatello's laboratory, allowed the creatures to follow it, and then slammed the door, locking them in. Master Splinter then moved the couch to in front of the door. Just as all this madness ended, Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello came into the lair through the front door. The sight that met their eyes was that of April and Master Splinter leaning against a couch that was barricading Donatello's laboratory, and Michelangelo sitting in his wheelchair on the other side of the room. His nunchaku were drawn, and he looked very fearful and tired. "What are you doing?" Leonardo asked calmly. "They're in your lab, dude!" Michelangelo screamed at Donatello. "Who are?" Donatello quizzed. "I'm not sure," April gasped. "What the heck does that mean?" Raphael demanded. "I have no idea," Master Splinter finished panting heavily.